Hi everybody, real quick. I just wanted to tap in real quick. I don't really feel too good today. Okay, I just wanted to, I just wanted to say something. Okay, there are a lot of people who are gifted, and you are sitting on your gifts. Okay, now I got a revelation from listening to Tabitha on the Breakfast Club because they was asking her about her gifts, right? And under that post, there were a lot of people who deemed her gifts to being evil, who deemed her not being who she is. They deemed her from being. They deemed her for being delusional. Like it's a lot of things that were saying in those comments, and within those comments, it was someone who commented and said that they too aspire or do have those gifts, but they are scared to say anything about those gifts that came from the divine because they don't want to be looked at as crazy. Like they don't want to be looked at as delusional, right? And I'm here to tell y'all, okay? One of the reasons, if you believe in the story of Jesus, okay? One of the reasons that Jesus was crucified was because of the gifts that Jesus displayed. Okay, if this adheres to you. So if Jesus was crucified because of his gifts, please understand that the more you disnounce your gifts, you are crucifying yourself. Okay, the more you disnounce your gifts, you are denouncing the power that God placed in you. Okay, so if we are all a part of creation and we have a creator, okay, if the creator and creation is a part of us, that means that we are powerful as such. We are powerful too. Okay, so if God gave us the power and God is a whole pie and we divide that pie by people, no matter how small or big that slice is, it's still a pie. Am I correct? Right. I got that analogy from someone I had came across. She's very brilliant. But you want to use that analogy, it didn't come from me. Okay. But she summed that up perfectly. And I'm here to tell y'all that's what it is. The more you denounce God's power that God instilled in you, the more you are denouncing God's spirit. Okay? The more you are denouncing God's love, the more you are denouncing God's light, the more you are denouncing God's power. Okay? Because what you have to understand is the things that they tell you is evil, it's not evil. All right, it's only evil when it's used towards them. It's only evil when they're not using it on you. Be clear about that, okay? And the more you step into your divine greatness, the more you step into the divine authenticity, you are stepping into your abundance. You are stepping into your true power. You are stepping into the purpose that you were meant here to step in, is to step into. Okay? Be clear about that, y'all. Be clear. There's so many of us that's gifted and come here and lose our way. Okay? Now, like I said before, this is not a religious channel. But I also understand it's a lot of spiritual beings. And you came here on a mission. If you're a spiritual being and you came here on a mission and you decided that you wasn't going to be on the spiritual tip, or you decided that you wasn't going to pay attention to God's spirit, if you decided that in your life, you are having a hard time. Like there are things that everybody else can do that you can't do, but yet and still, you still stepping foot into those situations with people, circumstances, opportunities, activities, whatever, and you can't understand from the life of you why it never works for you. It never works for you because that place isn't for you. It never works for you because you wasn't meant to be in that atmosphere. You came here on a mission, and you lost your mission when you came here trying to be like everybody else. Okay? When you hold great power, a lot of y'all are struggling because y'all hold great power. And with great power comes great responsibility. Y'all holding the power, but you're irresponsible. You holding the power, but you're giving it away. You holding the power, but you don't know how to utilize that power because you're so used to seeing what everybody else is doing, or you're craving into your physical being. Now, I'm not here to tell you to just denounce your physical gratifications because this is a spiritual planet. But you ain't balanced in spirit. If you ain't balanced here and in spirit, your ass is off. I don't care what you claim to be. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care if you're spiritual. I don't care if you're Baptist. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Muslim. That shit just not gonna work. That's not that. Those things don't go hand in hand. You have to be physically and spiritually aligned here for you to maneuver in the way you need to maneuver in your life. Because what happens is when you become out of alignment, here, what spirit does is it can't protect you in certain situations because now you're out of alignment. It can't protect you in those places because now you're out of alignment. So now you have to learn your lesson from the things you should have been aligned to. Okay? Be clear. How do you feel? How do a person find their purpose and power? You find your purpose and power by checking into yourself, disconnecting to yourself, checking the placements of your birth chart, checking your checking your soul urge number, checking your Myers and Briggs indicator, but the most part checking within yourself, because once you check into yourself, you will see the disconnection from the things that you're placing yourself in. Once you check in, okay? What I mean by checking into yourself, you have to come to a point of a place in your life, right? Where no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter how people act, no matter how people, might view you or how they may see you or how they may criticize you, you have to come to a point of your life where your main concern is getting to know yourself a little. Excuse me, I'm getting veneer, so this shit is temporary. Keep on coming off. Your job is to get back to yourself. Your job is to get back to what's really important to you. Okay? Because what you have to understand, once you get back into what's really important to you, you have to revert yourself back to a childlike state. Right? There are things that you endured or you encountered, or there are things that you possibly participating in your childlike state that is connected to your purpose. Okay? Let's take me for example. Okay? When I was a child, I wanted to be a doctor. All right? I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician. I wanted to be I even wanted to be a veterinarian. I wanted to be a surgeon. Like, I knew that I wanted to be, of service to people, right? Okay, so, but when I got in tune with myself, and when I got in tune with my power, and when I got in tune with the purpose that God put me here to do, that's when I learned that I am an empath. That's when I learned that I am a healer. So wherever I am in life, I'm going to have that aspect in me wherever I go. Okay? So I'm a born healer. I'm a born empath. I was brought here to teach the collective on spirit. I am the illuminator. I am a master number 11. I have a soul urge of 11. I am an empath. I am an INFJ. Okay. And if you're unsure of what those things are, you can Google them and see. But all those things reign. Spiritual teacher, healer. The, all of it. All of it. I even like even the expressions in my name. Like all of it. And it's no wonder it's not a coincidence that I wanted to be a doctor, because in my mind the doctor was the only thing that I knew that healed people. In my mind, the doctor was the only thing that can actually help people, make people feel better. But that was my mission, being a doctor or not, from the get-go. Okay, so what you have to do to find your purpose and to find your mission, what you have to do is you have to revert back to your childlike state. Okay? What is it that brought you joy as a child? And when you think about your childhood careers, you got to break down your childhood careers down. Like, okay, you could have been a person that wanted to save people. So you could have said, I want to be a police officer. But now your view on the police officer and the police department is not where it was when you was a child. Your job right now is to see how you can actually save people without getting into that spectrum that you disagree with today. That's your job. Your job is to see who you are. And in order for you to do that, like I said before, you got to tune into yourself. Tune into yourself means tuning out to everybody else. Tuning into yourself means tuning everybody else out. Okay? You have to literally, I don't know, you into astrology or tarot, there's something called hermit mode, a hermit card. And when you think of a hermit crab, that crab curls up into itself all the time, right? It curls up into itself, it curls up into its shell, it curls up to, into its own space. And when you're in the essence of self-discovery, because that's what you be doing no matter how old you are. I don't care. I started my self-discovery journey when I was 37. Okay, so you will always be finding different aspects of yourself that you didn't know that was there. Okay, so when you start your self-discovery journey, your journey is going to be, let's just say your journey is going to um, be, you are so tuned into yourself, you have no distractions from the outside world. You have no distractions from what you're watching. You're gonna change what you're watching. You're gonna change what you're listening to. You may even change what you eat. You're gonna change your sexual habits. You're gonna change your drinking habits. There are a lot of things that when you start tuning in to self, you're going to start understanding. Because a lot of those things that we turn into is just pacifiers for the trauma and the pain that we experience in our lives. That's it. Like, it's just pacifiers from the pain that we experience in our lives. So once you turn out of those pacifiers that you have been using in your life and actually turn into you, what makes you important, who God created you to be, what makes you special. Okay, what are your gifts? Once you start tuning into that, then you kind of start pinpointing, like, oh, okay, everything will start aligning now, because now you have to understand your higher self and your lower self reside in you at all times. Like, even if you feel like, oh, this is my lowest of my low, your higher self is not away from you. You just have to put yourself in a situation where you're able to see and hear your higher self. Okay? And the more you see and hear and acknowledge your higher self will put things in places so you can get to your higher self. Because please understand, it's always with you. You might feel down here, but your higher self is always there with you. Your higher self is just like a light that's waiting for you to see the worthiness of it. Your higher self is just um your higher self is there for you to actually see the purpose that God put in you. So once you're able to see that light is going to brighten up a lot of doors. It's going to light up a lot of ventures. It's going to light up a lot of training. It's going to light up a lot of unlearning, because you realize like things that I was participating in isn't a reflection of my higher self. And that's the goal. Okay. It's not a reflection of my higher self. Like, I can't dwell in those things because my higher self can't fit there. I want to make room for my higher self to be in the most comfortable position that it can be in. That's your job. Okay? That's your job. So, when you understand that, it will be easy for you to tune stuff off. Like I said, the hardest part is the hermit mode, because then you not only understand, you start looking at things that you tuning yourself into, you start looking at people different. You start looking at people like, is this an alignment to my higher self? Or I'm just passing the time? Like, is this an alignment to what I want out of life? Or I was just focusing on my lowest self at that time? And this could be with activities, people, anything, okay? Entertainment, anything, anything. And once you realize those factors, then you have to do shadow work, because your shadow work is going to say, okay, you indulge in all those things, but I need you to see why you indulge in the things that's creating you, that's keeping you from your higher self. That's a whole nother fucking journey. Okay, now it's possible, but you got to do the work. That's why a lot of people jump from religion. A lot of people jump from religion to spirituality, to Buddhism, to atheists, to Christians, to Baptists, and Jehovah. Like, they jump every which way in the world, because they think that they just aren't attuning themselves to the answer. Like, they think the answer is in a religion, but with actuality, the answer is inside of you. Because I don't care what religion you attune to. A lot of people are very good at being religious. Let's put it like that. A lot of people, when it comes to religion, hands down, they got it all packed. It's all lined up. It all looks correct on the paper. But when it comes to this shit, when it comes to their heart, when it comes to their spirit, oh, they all fucked up. So it's a lot of religious people out here, yes. But when it comes to people who are actually spiritually in tune and inclined within themselves, a lot of them ain't walking around here. I can tell you that right now. It's a lot of good religious. It's a lot of people who are good at being religious and don't have a clue about what the spiritual love and light means. They have no clue. They think it's the same, but it's actually not. Because once you understand, when it comes to spirituality, it does not matter if you tune into yourself. That is tuned into spirituality. You can be. Some people are spiritual and they worship Buddha. Some people are spiritual and they are a Muslim. Once you understand that spirituality, which is the God within you, because God put the spirit in you, and our spirit is inside of us. Our spirit isn't just laying dormant until we die, until it goes to another space. Like, no, your spirit is the energy that you, and God put a spirit in you when you came into this realm. Okay? And when he put that, when, well, the creator, I'm stop saying he, because God, the divine, is both masculine and feminine. Okay. Once the creator put the spirit inside of you, okay, that spirit already had a claim to fame to it. It was already what it was going to be. Okay. When you came here, it was things that made you tune to other energies that made it tune into your spirit. Okay. So when you get in tune with your spirit, which is your spirituality, once you get in tune with your spirit, you can be spiritual anywhere. You can be spiritual without religion. You can be spiritual within religion. But that's what I said. It's a lot of people who got religion down pat. But when it comes to actually being spiritual and in touch with the God that's inside of them, they not. They rely on the book too much. And then they always say, oh, well, you don't rely on man's word. You don't rely on such and such. But how? But how can you, how can people, that's why I say people are so indoctrinated with things that they learn, they don't even know what they're really paying attention to. Because how can you say that you're not supposed to pay attention to things, pay attention to what people say when it comes to, because only thing that's important is within the Bible. But God existed without that Bible. That Bible was written by people who were witnessing God. That's where that witness came from. The gospel came from. To speak, to show, to Jehovah's Witness. The people who witnessed Jehovah. It wasn't Jehovah itself. It was just people who came up with who Jehovah was, and they wrote what they thought Jehovah was listening to. Tuning in is like hitting the right musical note. But God, it is. That's a good analogy. It is. It really is. It's like hitting that musical note. Because then when you hit that musical note, all the other notes, it's not going to feel the same. You're not going to hear it the same. It's going to be totally tuned off. You're going to be like, that don't sound right. I know I used to listen to that, but that ain't hitting no more. That is a great analogy. Everyday boarding. Hello. Hi. So yeah, but you have to then, like I said, get in tune with your shadow work. And then once you're in tune with your shadow work, then you have to say, okay, not only these people harmed me, but I harmed myself. And then that's a whole nother spiral. It's a whole journey, but it's possible. There are people on here like myself. I haven't incorporated my services yet because I'm still getting shit together. I still have to get my life coaching certification. I'm almost through with my training, so I can incorporate everything I need to incorporate. But there are a lot of people that can assist you. But my assistance, what I want to do is I want to assist you to the point where you can assist yourself. Okay? I know there are a lot of teachers out here, a lot of healers out here, and they want you to just keep on coming back, just tune it back in, just tune it back in. Just if you need a little tune up here and there, I got you. You can come and get my services, but I don't need you to rely on me either. Like, I'm just here giving the message. Like, I'm just here to give you the information that I have. So the information that I have, and you're not utilizing the information, you're not doing my teaching any justice. Like, you're not listening to what I'm saying because either you don't believe me or you're not ready to go forward. And if you're not ready to go forward, it's going to be come to a point in time where I'm just not going to take your money because I'm like, I know you're not going to do nothing with it. Like, I know you're not going to do nothing with this information. It's like I'm now wasting my resources on taking from you because you believe the answer comes from me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the person to actually put something in front of your face So you can, that's what's already there all the time. I'm that person. I don't want to be followed like a messiah. Like, I really don't. Like, a lot of people do, but I don't get off on shit like that. I never did. I just want you to be I just want you to be the best that you can be, that God made, that wanted you to be. Like, that's all I want to do. And if I can assist you with the resources that I have, then let's go. We ready. But if you just coming because you're not confident within yourself, no matter how many times we done talked, or how many times I done told you, and how many times I done gave you these resources, then you gonna have to take a break. You gonna have to step back from what I'm trying to teach you, and then actually get into the point where you're able to receive the information that I'm giving you. Okay? I'm not like everybody else. So, but I am going to be putting that in position. But like I said before, I just want to hop on here real quick. I don't know if you guys are following me, but hit that follow button. And because I really don't feel well today. I really don't feel good at all. But I'm going to upload this. If you missed anything, then go back, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye. Shit, huh?